Episode 76, Getting Chipped Off. Bienvenidos and welcome to my channel. I've mentioned several times that I get my inspiration from many sources. Many of those are other YouTube creators. Gasland's NorCal's most recent videos have featured different chipping mediums, and I watched them a few times through. I think I have a grasp on the chipping method. Check out those videos here and see how it's supposed to be done. I have also mentioned how awesome my wife is, and on a previous Christmas, my goodie bag included Vallejo's Chipping Medium. I've been looking for a reason to try it out. Enter Hot Wheels 65 Mercury Comet Cyclone. I wanted to chip my teeth on this technique using a muscle car, and the perfect model was already sitting on top of my to-do pile. After I ripped and stripped the car, it was on to priming and then ruining the model. Yeah, spoiler alert, I didn't get the assignment. But it's Gasland, so all is not lost. If you like what you see and you don't have the time to make your own Gasland's Warrior, check out my Etsy showroom and see what's available. Don't see what you're looking for? Message me and we can go over your custom options. After watching the proper how-to videos for chipping mediums, I thought I had a grasp of the overall technique and started my restoration. I laid down some Army Painter Dark Rust effect, not bothering to worry about edge lines and such, as the rust effects would be under all the other layers. I followed that up with a fresh rust to add some highlights and detail, and I almost stopped right there, as the overall effect was really good. But then I couldn't use the chipping medium, and then what's the point? I set aside the body so the rust can dry and moved on to the other bits in their detail work. Since the model was a gasser type, it was already jacked up, and I picked out some wheels from Warlock 3D models, as well as a big-ass machine gun and a bladed ram, also from Warlock 3D models. I recently did a bunch of 3D printing and had a nice selection to pull from. As I mentioned, the chipping technique didn't work well for this model, and I think I know why. More on that later. But my failure got me thinking about the beauty in destruction. I know, deep, right? I just came here for the painting. But the more I worked on this model, the more I thought about the beauty in rust spots, grease stains, and combat damage. The saying, it's easier to destroy than it is to create, gets spun on its head as I am creating destruction. Art is subjective. That is an inarguable fact. When one person looks at something, they are the only one with that unique opinion, and the person standing right next to them may see something entirely different. Art is made from many things, from paint and canvas to scrap junk or whatever inspires you, and I see miniature painting as another form of art, even my silly little toys. One thing I've noticed since I began painting Gasland's vehicles is that I see artistic inspiration in the things that people don't take a second look at. When I see something long forgotten, be it a vehicle or building, I tend to look closer. I want to see where time has left its mark. How does it look? What colors am I seeing and why? Are there patterns or is it random? Years ago, I wouldn't have given something in that state of a second thought, and now I'm practically memorizing the colors and textures. This is where we can find beauty in destruction, decay, and age-worn relics. If you look close enough, a vehicle or a home can tell you its history through its lines and creases, each mark like a scar showing what it's been through and how it survived. Okay, that was pretty deep for a guy who repaints Hot Wheels, so how about we move on to something else? Right now, as this episode drops, it is the Forest Moon Festival here in Eureka, California, and you can find me today, and today only, at the Sequoia Park Zoo, along with All Day Comics. I will be there helping out All Day Comics, as well as promoting the channel and Etsy store, and selling off some of my work. Stop by, say hi, and pick up something awesome. Today's project, along with a few others, will be exclusive to the festival, but available on Etsy store if they don't get driven off the lot first. I started with a primer, then added dark rust and fresh rust effects. Once that was dry, I brushed on the medium in what I thought were two thin coats on the areas where I wanted the rust to show through. I believe I let the whole thing dry enough, but perhaps I didn't. Once I thought the medium was dry, I hit it with 2 layers of Pro Acryl gray-green for the base paint. Checking over the model, I was concerned the paint would bleed rather than chip when the water was applied, so I added a coat of varnish, which is supposed to be optional, so I thought I was safe. Unfortunately, when I sat down to begin the chipping process, it didn't work. I tried different brushes, Q-tips, wooden sculpting tools. Nothing worked. The parts that did chipped off, unfortunately, exposed bare metal rather than rust, so I just stopped and changed gears. Using the original rust under the paint as a guide, I went around the car and re-rusted the body. I moved on to the rest of the metal bits and added rust effects to them as well. After the final assembly, there was a coat of matte varnish and a wash of dark tone. And just like that, there was beauty from destruction. I tried something new and failed fairly miserably, but I salvaged the project and saw it through. And here you have it, the Vomit Comet. This will be an exclusive for the Forest Moon Festival, and if you're in town and interested, come on by. If no one sees the beauty in the carnage, you can find it in the Etsy store after the festival. If you like this episode, make sure you hit the like button, feed the algorithm, and help me boost the channel. My episodes are now weekly for as long as I can keep that up, but you can subscribe and not miss a one. It's free and helps me get closer to breaking the 200 mark this year. And as you passionately discuss which Star Wars film is the best, in your humble opinion, don't forget, they ain't gonna paint themselves.
Fly casual.